What's going on, guys? I wanted to make a video on the current state of Bitcoin and my current thoughts. It's not going to go too. We're not going to go too deep into a lot of the little nitty gritty details, but just overall market sentiment versus price action, fundamentals, and all that kind of stuff. I personally feel that Bitcoin's fundamentals are the most bullish I have ever seen, ever, and they're only growing. The If you look at Glassnode, the user adoption continues to go to all-time highs, meaning that there are some Bitcoins being spread into more and more wallets. So the user adoption is going up, which means that the Bitcoin network is growing. We had the China FUD, which was really not, I guess, not considered just fear, uncertainty, and doubt. It was an actual event where all these miners were pretty much forced to shut down. We saw the Bitcoin network hash rate pretty much drop in half in a very short period of time. That caused a lot of panic, a lot of uncertainty, and obviously the entire market, most of the people that joined Bitcoin, just 6 months prior to all this, they got scared, sold. A lot of new participants. There's a lot of research they still need to do. Ultimately, it doesn't really change much. The miners that were shut down are just going to move into new countries and new states. We've already seen an increase in hash rate since, I want to say, just like a week ago. So it looks like we did bottom out on hash rate, and that's on the rise. We had a difficulty readjustment in Bitcoin, so the amount of work that it takes to mine a Bitcoin, the difficulty went down, meaning that it's much easier for a miner to find Bitcoin, which means it's less expensive to find a Bitcoin, which means that it's way more profitable for these miners that are still mining. So they're incentivized to sell because they're making so much money. But at the same time, a lot of these miners think that, well, we're getting these Bitcoins on the cheap, let's hodl them or hold on to them and wait for the prices to go up further. So you have a mix of people, and you can look at the Glassnode data and these miners and stuff to find out all those details. There's so many different parameters, but in essence, it's cheaper to mine a Bitcoin now, which means that miners are more in profit, could potentially be selling off those coins. Again, I don't have the data in front of my eyes. There could be a lot of miners that are just holding onto these coins for higher prices because they know better. The ESG issue with, it started with Elon Musk and Tesla. Tesla started accepting Bitcoin for their Tesla vehicles, their EVs. And I think like a month and a half after that, they decided to take Bitcoin as a payment option off the website because of the issue of Bitcoins using, bad power, or power that is unsustainable. Like, if you can think of like coal, a lot of coal power plants in China were mining Bitcoin, and a lot of that is now shut down. So we're looking into seeing if these miners can provide some data on what kind of power they're using. Are they using wind, solar? Are they using hydropower? So this mining council was formed with Elon Musk and Michael Saylor of MicroStrategy, and they're trying to figure out a way to pretty much report on the energy type and usage, so we can figure out or have a better estimate of of how much of the Bitcoin network is being mined sustainably, which I think is cool. At the same time, there's a lot of people that do not like that idea because Bitcoin's completely decentralized. No one controls it. So why are these people coming in like they're running it like a company? But in a way, I like it because, we can get a better idea of what type of energy is being used to mine Bitcoin. And I think it's one of those things. It's part of the growth that we're seeing in the maturity of Bitcoin is we're going to have some sort of statistics that help us understand how Bitcoins are coming online. So I think, people might think that's like a negative development. I personally think that's fine. It's more of a positive development than anything. But it just tells me that the market is becoming more mature. We're actually considering the whole Bitcoin idea has become so big that we're actually considering how it's being mined, what type of energy is being used. So I think that's something that's insane. Like, if I were to think about that, just like when I, in 2016, it's crazy to see how far we've come and how many countries are talking about it. I mean, El Salvador has made it a legal tender, pending the bill to be passed through. But there's a lot of interesting and incredibly bullish fundamentals that do not have me worried whatsoever. From a technical perspective, again, we're seeing this decline. We went from 64,000, we're at 30,000 today. We have, it's pretty much a 50% decline. A lot of people are like, well, how can it go down further? It can go down further. I mean, we broke out of the $20,000 region, and we never revisited those levels. So we went from 20,000 to 30,000 to 40 to 60. So in a way, it's good that we're coming back now. We're distributing the coins amongst more hodlers. The user network is growing. There's more people that are joining the network every day. So these cycles, seem pretty scary sometimes, but they absolutely have to happen. You need to have some distribution over time, and it's just part of the games. And most people, they make their fortunes just sitting on their hands and kind of waiting things out. If you're someone who really hasn't entered into the market yet, and you're still looking for a way or a good time to enter into the market, again, not financial advice, but if we do end up breaking down, it's something that I would do would be to dollar cost average in as the price declines. That way, you don't want to just buy, your 100% of your portfolio in dollars of Bitcoin now, because Bitcoin could crash to $20,000 tomorrow. Not that that would happen. You never know. But if you dollar cost averaged in, if you put your money in over time, let's say every time Bitcoin dropped $1,000, you put in an extra 10% of your portfolio, instead of having a average price of $30,000 per Bitcoin, you would have an average price of $25,000 per Bitcoin. And if we're thinking that Bitcoin is going to continue to grow and it nearing the levels of the previous resistance of $20,000, if we're coming down into that previous resistance turn support, $25,000 per Bitcoin, probably a good cost basis if you were to ask me. So yeah, I mean, again, really, really bullish fundamentals. Just to wrap up this video, really, really bullish fundamentals. Technicals, chart pattern, garbage. Really anything can I've seen so many different types of scenarios with this type of pattern. We have a descending triangle. So typically what happens is we drop maybe 5%. That would be below $30,000. You drop 5%. And then it stops dropping, rises back up, and it hits that $30,000 level again. That would be support, turn resistance. So dip below the support, it's no longer support because the price dipped below it. Come back up, and now we can't get over 30,000, so that's support, turn resistance, and then we kind of take a fall from there. That's something that I would look for in this type of scenario. And I would not be surprised if something like that were to happen. And honestly, my target is anywhere between 20,000 and 29,000 if we were to break down below. A really, really bullish cases, we never even break 30,000. Highly doubt that. It's not looking good, but it's possible that we can build support right above 30,000 and shoot right to like 35 again, but you have to be very, very careful at that point, because we could just be prolonging this descending triangle a little bit further, and ultimately might have that pressure back again at that $30,000 level and then break down from there. So honestly, I'd rather see it happen now versus later. Just my personal opinion. I want to get it over with, and I want to buy that cheap BTC. But we'll see what happens. Thanks for watching this video, guys. It was about 10 minutes long, so that's perfect. And please leave a comment down below. What do you think is going to happen? I mean, market could have done something between now and when you're actually watching it, but definitely throw your thoughts down below. What do you think of this whole market sentiment being, I want to say, pretty positive from what I can see, versus like the shitty technicals, and also versus the fundamentals. So just want to hear what you guys have to say. Should be interesting. Follow me on Twitter at BTC Kyle. I'm active. Ask me questions there too. My DMs are open. And also, if you want to earn interest on your Bitcoin or your Ethereum or any other asset that is supporting your region, I have a referral for Celsius Network down below. They are not sponsoring this video, but if you sign up with my referral link, I'll get $40. And when you deposit $400 or more in crypto and you hold it for 30 days, you will get $40 for free in Bitcoin. And that would be pretty sick. You know, help me out and I'll help you out. So with all that said, guys, thanks for watching and have a good one.